So newsletter, a great segue into marketing materials, thinking about how you're using social media, thinking about how you're using print media and how that might translate into merchandise for your tool library or library of things. Social media, these are the three post types that we have had the most luck with getting engagement. We don't have a dedicated marketing person. We have a communications committee, which is super great. They've helped us draft a general communications calendar. So let's feature seasonal tools. But these are the posts that we've had the most luck with getting traction on. So again, member made projects. So we've got one of our members using our jackhammer to demo a set of steps and build a new set of steps. That was super popular, had over 150 likes, whatever. I don't know if people care about that. I'm not a marketing professional, so we don't really pay super close attention to that. But again, the more engagement you get, ideally, the more people find out about your library of things or your tool library and will want to sign up to become a member or become a volunteer. We've had a lot of luck with introducing new inventory items. So we recently added soil blockers to our inventory. And the way we use social media posts with new tools, we typically try to just feature the tool itself, but then also include like a little video vignette on how do you actually use the tool, what is it used for, how is it useful. So with the soil blocker, just including a really short video of, you load it up with your compost soil mixture, you eject the soil blocks into your flat, and just showing people how you actually use the tool, why it's useful, and why they should come borrow it. And then the last one that we have a lot of luck with is featuring the physical space that you're in. So thinking about what is going to resonate with people. It could be the exterior of your shop. It could be new tool storage that you just figured out that's super cool that you want to feature, or just a bunch of really well organized drills. It's also an excuse to clean and reorganize the shop. So it is presentable and something that we want to post on social media. But again, these three are by no means an exhaustive list of posts and ideas, but these are where we've seen the most traction with posting on social media. Thinking about print materials, the postcard is really one of our biggest leave behinds. So when we're out tabling, when we have folks stop by the shop, when we have partner organizations. So, just a really quick summary of who we are, what we do, all our contact information, and then QR codes that get people directly to our sign up page for membership, to our sign up page for our service days out in the community, and then for our repair cafes, again, directly to the page where they would RSVP for that. You'll see on this print material that we're reusing a lot of the photography that we could use on social media. So the backdrop of the postcard is just a shot from the shot, which really helps people understand, again, the idea of the tool library is that we are a library of tools and you can come and browse our selection and see what we've got. Same with the business card, again, just in a much more condensed version, where we've got all our basic contact information and then a QR code that gets people plugged directly into where they would sign up for a membership. And we just moved to a new location back in June of 2023. So we really wanted to engage our new neighbors, really wanted to make sure that they knew who we were, what we were all about. So again, just recycling a lot of the information we already had on our postcard and business card. We put together just some door hangers that we were able to do a little canvassing, going door to door to introduce ourselves to our neighbors and let them know that, we're a community-based nonprofit. So if you can benefit from our service, but also if you are interested in, sharing your skills, sharing your time, becoming a volunteer, we would love to have you. Flyers. So again, we do a ton of community programming through our repair cafes and service days, and we really try to shift more towards the calendar model where we have dates secured 4 or 5 months in advance. So instead of generating a flyer for every single event, we try to do these on a quarterly or seasonal basis. So for our repair cafes, we'll do 4 months at a time, where we'll have time, date, location for all of those. Again, QR codes for people to plug into. Same with our service days, getting those times, dates, locations, all of those firmed up ahead of time. We'll pin these up at local libraries, coffee shops, community centers, and these can stay up for months at a time as opposed to having to go back on a regular basis to update with new flyers. And just from a fundraising funding standpoint, unfortunately, sponsors and funders always like to see their logos on things. So flyers are a really great opportunity to be like, hey, look it, we're like putting your logo on our flyers. So aren't you like super happy about that? And can you like give us more money to support the work that we're doing? But again, they are a good outlet to show if you do have sponsors, it's a way for them to get their name out. And it's just a very easy lift on your part to include that down at the bottom as well. And then we try to do annual reports every year. Every organization is doing a ton of work every year. And sometimes when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to reflect back on everything that you've accomplished. But annual reports are a really great opportunity to take that snapshot, look at what you've done over the past year. We always include a timeline of major milestones. And I will, again, just recycle content from our social media. So I'll scroll through our Instagram page and see what were those big moments and also what were the things that resonated with people the most. So back in 2022, we debuted our little free sled library. And that was a hit with our community members. And so we wanted to feature that on our timeline. Again, these can be a bit of a heavy lift, but even if it's 2 pages front and back, just a highlight of major accomplishments, things that you're super proud about that you want to celebrate, these are really great leave behinds for sponsors, for funders. Whenever we're applying for a grant or a new sponsorship, this is just something that we'll send along with our application, and they are super helpful. And usually in our annual report, again, it's a timeline, it's an overview of what the tool library is, some of our programs. We try to include quotes and features from our volunteers and our members, and then also just more of the regimented stuff. So your financials, sponsors, donors, that sort of thing. And then moving on to merchandise. So again, one of the reasons we chose to really simplify the logo was that we wanted it to be super easy to share across different mediums. Embroidery is a really cool way to get your logo, get your message out. But embroidery can be really difficult with complicated logos. So having something that is super scaled back, whether it's just like a super simple icon or like our logo is just a logo type where it's just words. But thinking about how your logo or how your identity might work across different pieces of merchandise, print materials, social media, that sort of things. Are you able to blow it up to a billboard size? Are you able to shrink it down to something that can fit on a pen? Really just trying to think about all of those different avenues that you might want to have your logo visible on. And thinking about your other sort of visual assets. So for us, we've got our tooligans. So we've begun featuring those on some of our merchandise, going all the way back to brand voice, thinking about how do you want to make people feel when they see your stuff, like our retro wave crew neck and t-shirts. Everyone went bananas over these because a lot of our members are in like the 25 to 40-year-olds, so grew up in the 80s. This is all coming back. So trying to hit those trends, trying to stay true to your brand. So we were trying to, be fun, be approachable, and these were super popular. And now we have a ton of people walking around with tool library crew necks and people being like, what's the tool library? So it is a really great way just to advertise the organization beyond just a flyer or a postcard. And thinking about opportunities with reusable bags. So encouraging people to bring their own bags to borrow their tools, and then like little play on those plastic bags that were like, thank you for shopping with us. So we did a little play on thank you for sharing with us and not buying anything. So just like tongue in cheek, playing back into our brand voice. How do we make things fun? How do we make things approachable? Stickers have been a recent addition to our arsenal of merchandise, but they have been super helpful for us. And we found that the sticker company we work with has started doing back printing, which has been super helpful. So we almost use our stickers as business cards, as really good leave behinds. So you've got the sticker on the front and then all of your contact information, your QR code to get people signed up on the back. So even if they are putting, slapping the sticker on their water bottle or their notebook, they still have all the contact information for you that they need. And one of the things that I recommend too, if you've got some, like for us, our building is very identifiable. So we've turned that into kind of a little graphic that we use Again, so people know who we are, but then also it's just a fun take on the physical space that we're in. So highly recommend stickers as a marketing tool, especially if you're able to do backsheet printing. And then lastly, just some resources that I recommend. So I've never used Canva myself, but it is a super user-friendly online design platform where you can do social media, flyers, and they do have a free option for nonprofits. So again, if you're just getting into marketing, design, communications, a really great option for you to get started, and they make it super user friendly. Everything that I do is through Adobe Suite. So Adobe Creative Suite, that's a really robust design suite. So you've got Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, to name a couple. Great for photo editing, logo design, layouts, and there is discounts available for nonprofits through TechSoup. And then also the Noun Project, cannot recommend this enough. When I got started in the design world, super helpful. You literally type any word in and it will give you an icon of that word. So if you're trying to do some infographics of this was the most popular tool and you need a little drill or a circular saw, the nounproject.com has all of those available to download. And I do believe they have a free option available. So definitely check that out.